Hello, so this is going to be a video considering with the nCoV-19 sort of COVID-19 stuff, more sort of serious long-term impacts from it. Because unfortunately it seems a lot of people basically go, oh yeah, well I know a lot of people might die or become ill or whatever, but that's about it, and they don't seem to think, you know, with stuff like this there's always long-term economic impacts and sort of knock-on effects from it. So that's something I want to go over in this video today. So what we're going to assume today in this video, and I know this isn't the case, but let's just assume that if you got it, you're not going to die, you're just going to get ill. So like nobody who gets it will die. Now we know certainly there are like at least like 1 to 2% of people getting it are dying. We don't know the real numbers yet, so we're not going to speculate on them in this video. And what we're going to do is just assume if you get it, you're going to feel really ill for 2 to 3 weeks and, you know, not able to work. So immediately you have the issue of people who catch it are going to probably be quite ill and shouldn't be in a state to work. So they're going to be off work for like 2 weeks or something. So that's going to have a massive impact on a lot of businesses if it does become a pandemic spreading like wildfire in a lot of countries, that people who turn up to work spread it to their co-workers, and then they're so ill they're not going to be at work for several weeks. So that's important because obviously if you have an event where across the world within months lots and lots of people are off ill, it's going to have massive effects on industry. And now the way you can actually see this already happening is if you look at China, lots and lots of their businesses due to quarantines have been shut down. So lots of factories aren't making goods and lots of places aren't shipping the goods even if they've got an inventory of them. I've had some orders cancelled from China as well, so that does tell you how serious it is, because generally with the Chinese businesses they never tend to cancel orders. So when you actually get them go like, oh it's going to be delayed, and then a week later they say, wait no, we can't even get it to you, you know it's bad. And apparently it's affecting like car manufacturers and everything, where lots of them rely on parts from China, and then those parts aren't, you know, being made or being shipped, so it starts having knock-on, you know, economic effects before the virus even gets to a lot of these sort of European countries or, you know, the US. If the car makers and whatever they're relying on parts, you know, and can't get them, that's a, you know, big problem. Because don't forget how much of like the world's manufactured goods actually come out of China. So you've got that problem initially, and then you've also got, you know, problems with sort of, sorry, I'm getting lost what I was going to, my trail of thought, but yeah, you've got obviously the economic impacts of where you've got, say for example, if a company can't get parts for ages and they rely on all those parts coming from there, that could actually potentially mean lost jobs and everything, even in a Western country, you know. You might think it's removed, but when you've got a very globalist world and people rely on goods coming in from everywhere, that's kind of an impact. Another big impact apparently is going to be pharmaceuticals. Apparently China makes a lot of pharmaceuticals that companies even buy as ingredients or, you know, buy as a whole product. So again, you might be facing medicine shortages, even if your illness has got nothing to do with corona. You know, you could be having problems due to that just simply because you know, your pharmacy can't get the items in because they rely on things from China that aren't being shipped. So there's lots and lots of things you have to consider with this. You know, even if we assume that nobody's going to die from this and they just get ill, which we know isn't the case, you know, you have to think how it's going to impact things. Because at the moment there seems to be a lot of people taking this very ignorant attitude of, well, I'm in good health, so if I get it, you know, I might feel a bit ill, then I'll be fine, it's no big deal. Lots of sort of economists now are saying it might cause a recession, just simply because, you know, you've got this illness that if it, you know, ends up, like they're saying, they think might affect 40 to 60% of the world, as in that 40 to 60% of the world population catch it, you know, that's very serious. About half China's population is apparently under quarantine now, which is about 10% of the world's population, so it gives you some idea how seriously it's being taken. You're also going to get impacts onto like airlines and, you know, everything like that, holiday companies, because if people don't want to visit certain areas of the world or travel's restricted, you know, that's going to hurt them. So it's very ignorant to just simply say, oh, I'm healthy, it's not going to affect me at all. It will affect you, even if you don't know anybody that becomes ill with it, you don't become ill with it yourself. Lots of companies are probably going to have to close down because of this, or, you know, cut back on staff. There's going to be a lot of impacts, but so just, you know, use your head and think about it, and, you know, prepare for it in the best way possible. Again, it's not something I'm saying to be alarmist, but we just simply need to look at the facts. And, you know, it does amaze me though that you just get people who simply say, you know, I've not got many family members, you know, I'm not ill, I'm in good health, so it's just not going to affect me at all. Or if you lose your job or whatever because of it, you know, it might affect you. And, you know, it won't be long, I think, until in a lot of Western countries we'll find there's certain goods that people want to buy, just simply can't buy them because they're not in the stores, because everywhere is sold out because there's no supply coming from China. One of the things I had cancelled, which is quite interesting, was a load of Americinium 241 I was ordering from China, because China seems to be one of the biggest manufacturers and exporters onto the civilian market of Americinium, and they said they couldn't get it to me. So that means that either there's a problem at the nuclear reactors and they can't actually build Americinium there, because if you don't know, you don't build Americinium and radionuclides in regular factories, they're basically reactor byproducts, which would be the more worrying thing. And hopefully it's just, a case of it can't be posted because everywhere's locked down, so it can't be sorted and then posted out. Let's hope it's that case, but it does kind of worry me if things like radionuclides that rely on people working in nuclear reactors, aren't coming in. Anyway, so that's just something to think about, and this is, completely ignoring hospitals being flooded with people, people dying, or being seriously ill. It's just a case of lots of people could potentially be off sick for weeks from certain businesses, and businesses won't get supplies. So make sure you kind of have planned for that, because don't say, I'm not going to get ill, so therefore I'm not going to be affected by this at all. If you have a look at the stock markets at the moment, lots of investors are getting very, very nervous, and you can probably tell why.